Hey YouTube, so a few days ago, Beyonce teased that she is working on a hair care line. She actually posted this photo on Instagram. She also posted this photo. This is not a picture of Blue Ivy. This is a picture of Beyonce back in the 90s or the 80s getting her hair done in her mom's hair salon. And this is what Beyonce wrote on Instagram. She says, "How many of y'all knew my first job was sweeping hair in my mama's salon? Destiny's Child got our start by performing for clients while they were getting their hair done. I was exposed to so many different kinds of entrepreneurial women in her salon. I saw firsthand how the ways we nurture and celebrate hair can directly impact our souls. I watched her heal and be of service to so many women. Having learned so much on my hair journey, I've always dreamed of carrying on her legacy. I can't wait for you to experience what I've been creating." So there you have it. Now, although Beyonce has not given us any visuals, although she did not give us a tour trailer, she did not promote anything, Beyonce has definitely been working behind the scenes. And for her to put on this elaborate tour that she's on right now, and for her to be working on the visuals, because I've seen some of the visuals from some of the tour clips, and these visuals look like a movie. And it's rumored that the visuals are going to be released in a movie format. So B has definitely been putting at work. For her to have the time to have a hair care line on the side on top of everything else that she's working on, B has definitely been putting in work quietly, and she's always been like that. So Beehive isn't shocked that B had other things in the work on top of what she's already doing. So yeah, as far as the hair care line goes, I think this is a genius move by Beyonce. I feel like this separates her from what a lot of other women who I would say her peers. It's just a different market. Now, just like makeup, fashion, all that other stuff, even hair care, even though that those are saturated markets, I feel like there's so much curiosity around Beyonce's hair, around her children's hair, even around Jay-Z's hair. And I think that this is good for her, and I'm definitely going to be supporting. One thing about me, I love hair care, especially natural hair care. It took me a long time to learn how to love my hair and nurture my hair properly and get my hair to be healthy and for it to grow and retain its length. So I'm always here for a good Black-owned hair care product. If y'all know who Natural 85 is, Whitney White, she's one of the OG YouTube hair gurus, and watching her over the years not only make recipes and YouTube videos teaching Black women how to care for their hair, she has also had her own hair care line for a while. It's called Melanin Hair Care, and I do use her products, and I will also be supporting Beyonce's products as well. Now, of course, with everything Beyonce does, you know, you have the haters coming out, being haters because that's all they know how to do. Just like with Black is King and everything else Beyonce does, they're already complaining about this hair care line. Apparently Beyonce's hair isn't black enough for them. Apparently her skin isn't dark enough for them. You know, y'all got to make up your mind. You know, one minute Beyonce's a Black woman who wants to be white, and then another minute Beyonce's an ambiguous woman who wants to be Black. Y'all got to make up your mind. And this is exactly why Beyonce called y'all flip-flopping ass bitches, because, you know, 2 weeks ago y'all were calling her broke and making fun of her. But now it came out that Beyonce and her husband done bought a $200 million mansion, the most expensive mansion in California, and the second most expensive house in the United States. What else? The Renaissance tour budget is giving there was no budget. My girl is driving a tank down the runway. She's flying through the air. The visuals, the costumes, new dancers. I mean, this tour is not looking cheap at all. This hair care line, and apparently Ivy Park has 2 more lines that it's dropping. So B has definitely been in her bag, and I think this is so important for all people, especially if you have children, to create something of value that you can pass down to your family. I think that's what Beyonce is doing as of right now. I do think that she does have a passion for hair genuinely, but I also think that she's at a point in her life where she's really trying to secure the future for her children, and it makes sense. So this is a genius move for her. I will be supporting. And for those of y'all who don't know, the Beehive knows, but For those of you who don't know, or for those of you who like to do revisionist history, Beyonce's mother is a licensed cosmetologist. She owned one of the most successful salons in Houston for years. Even Steve Harvey came down there. He met Beyonce when she was a child, way before she was even famous. Sure enough, Beyonce was in there singing to people, sweeping up the hair in the salon. Like, that's a real story, and that's been said. That wasn't no secret either. Like, if y'all go watch the old Destiny's Child behind the scenes specials, they always talked about how Tina was a hairstylist and how she owned a salon, and how Beyonce would work in the salon and sing to the customers and shit like that. So this family is not new to hair care. Y'all acting like B doesn't know anything about hair. She doesn't know anything about type 4 hair. I just don't understand how y'all can say that, because did y'all forget who Beyonce's daughter is? Let's be for real. Did y'all forget who this little girl is? This little girl with type 4 hair that y'all say Beyonce knows nothing about. This little girl who's type 4 hair that y'all bullied because Beyonce chose to let it be free and in an afro. She rarely put bows in it. She rarely put, braids and stuff in it when Blue was younger. And that could have been for a plethora of reasons. Maybe Blue was tender-headed. Maybe Blue just didn't want to get her hair done that way. Or maybe B just felt like that was the best way to care for Blue Ivy's hair at that age. Either way, Blue Ivy's hair has always been beautiful. It's always been healthy. It's always been taken care of. Just because it wasn't styled the way y'all wanted it to be styled, it doesn't mean her hair wasn't taken care of. Blue's hair has always been healthy. It's always been thriving. Her hair is flourishing. It's beautiful. And a lot of our young sisters and daughters and cousins, a lot of black girls have hair like this. So I will never forgive y'all for what y'all did to this child, because it's just crazy how y'all talk all this bullshit about black girl magic and, black love and black beauty. But y'all pick and choose who y'all want to do it for. So if Beyonce's hair isn't black enough for you, if her skin tone isn't dark enough for you, don't forget that she has a daughter. She has actually 3 children with type 4 hair that y'all say Beyonce knows nothing about, and their hair is flourishing. And I just want to say this as well. Long hair does not equate to healthy hair. Long hair does not equate to beautiful hair. You can have no hair. You can have a tiny afro and your hair is still healthy and beautiful. You can have short hair and your hair is still healthy and beautiful. You can have long hair and your hair is still healthy and beautiful. The default to beautiful hair is not that it's long. The default to beautiful hair is that it's healthy, moisturized, and well taken care of. That's it. Just because Blue's hair has grown long now doesn't mean that now y'all can say her hair is beautiful. Blue has always been a beautiful child. Her hair has always been beautiful. I feel like I've been defending Blue Ivy since I was in high school. I always knew this child was beautiful. I always knew Beyonce knew what she was doing with this child's hair. I always saw the beauty in Blue Ivy, and she's flourishing right before our eyes. And if Blue's hair is not good enough for y'all, look at Beyonce's husband. I'm not a fan, but his hair is healthy as well. Y'all might not like how he styles it. Y'all might not like that his edges aren't laid, but his hair is thriving. Okay? His hair is healthy. Okay? Like, this family knows how to take care of their hair. Okay? A lot of y'all refuse to believe that this is Beyonce's real hair. A lot of y'all refuse to believe it, and that just shows y'all ignorance. Now, some of y'all refuse to believe it because y'all have a bias against Beyonce, and then other y'all refuse to believe it because y'all are ignorant. Y'all don't think black women can have long hair. And just because a woman wears wigs, it doesn't mean she's bald-headed. Now, some black women who wear wigs, yes, they are bald-headed. But a lot of black women who wear wigs, a lot of them have their hair braided under there. And believe it or not, keeping your hair braided, keeping your hair twisted up, and leaving your hair alone helps your hair retain its length, and it helps your hair grow and retain the length that it's growing. I always keep my hair in twists and braids because that's how I retain my length. That's how I let my hair grow without it breaking off. It's very important, especially if you have type 4 hair, to do protective styles, because that's what's going to allow your hair to retain its length and retain the moisture. So B does always I feel like every time we see Blue, her hair is in like braids or something, like a protective style, but Blue's real hair is flourishing. Her real hair is full, it's thick, it's growing. Like, that's Blue's hair, that's Jay-Z's hair, and that's Beyonce's hair. It's not impossible for Black people or people who wear wigs to have healthy, thick, flourishing hair. It's not impossible. And for those of y'all who feel like, well, Beyonce just doesn't know anything, Beyonce is ignorant, she doesn't know how to do anything, she's not intelligent. I hate that narrative about her because it's so untrue. It's not true at all. Beyonce has spoken about, all the things that she's been working on. Beyonce is low-key a guru. And let me show you right here. One second. So I believe this was like back in maybe 3 years ago. Beyonce revealed that she actually owns 2 beehives with 80,000 bees. She owns 2 real beehives in her backyard, and she makes her own honey. And not just her own honey, Beyonce makes her own tea, she makes her own herbs, she grows her own produce. Like, Beyonce is a whole farmer, and a lot of y'all don't know this, mainly because y'all are not fans and y'all don't check for her. But Beyonce does these random interviews every now and then. She was doing this to promote Ivy Park. She did an interview. They asked her something about her that we wouldn't know, and she revealed that she has her own bees and she makes hundreds of bottles of honey every year. It says it right here. I know it's random, but I have 2 beehives, real ones. I've had them at my house for a while now. I have around 80,000 bees, and we make hundreds of jars of honey a year. She continued, noting how her hobby helps her 2 daughters, 8-year-old Blue Ivy and 3-year-old Rumi. I started the beehives because my daughters, Blue and Rumi, both have terrible allergies, and honey has countless healing benefits. Okay? Beyonce's daughters, apparently they have allergies, so she decided to buy some bees and make her own honey. And Beyonce is correct. Honey has countless benefits, especially for hair. It has other benefits as well for skin. Apparently it helps with allergies, but honey, especially for hair, you can make your own conditioner with honey. And this is actually a jar of honey that Beyonce made herself, or that came from Beyonce's personal beehive. If y'all know who Neil is, Beyonce's messy ass hairstylist, he posted a few years ago some of the products that Beyonce gave him from her fucking farm. So this is one of them. This is some fucking granola that Beyonce made. Let me show y'all this.
Yeah, some more healthy things.
He's so messy, y'all.
The crunch. So good. Want to try it?
Neil is so messy. He know damn well the beehive do not have access to Beyonce's products. He is so funny. Here's another one. This is tea that Beyonce made at her house from her garden. Y'all can go check out Neil Farina's Instagram. He be posting a little insight sneak peeks about Beyonce because he's her longtime hairstylist. And he be every now and then he be showing us little sneak peeks of what Beyonce got going on at her house. And here's the honey.
Try it. Okay, beehive. Did you all get your beehive, honey? Let me try it. Honey.
He's so messy.
Oh, it smells so good too. Some pure honey. The beehive honey. Yeah, baby.
Neil is so messy, y'all. He is hilarious. But he be going in for Beyonce. Like, every now and then he'll post Beyonce's real hair and people be swearing up and down that it's not real. And he be going off on y'all. Like, I don't know why y'all refuse to believe that a woman can have long hair. Here is Tina. Tina be messy too sometimes though. Cause Beyonce, she won't come out and correct y'all. If Beyonce wanted to clear y'all, she could. But she don't do that. And I feel like her family and her friends get frustrated with her because she could easily end y'all. But she don't do it. So every now and then her mom and her hairstylist and her every now and then her mom and her hairstylist and her her other people who work with her, every now and then they be coming out posting little shady shit. So here's Tina combing Beyonce's hair.
Natural. Oh, natural.
I mean, very annoying.
Oh, natural, as Neil would say.
So there's Tina combing Beyonce's hair. And I want to reiterate this again. Long hair does not mean good hair. Long hair does not mean the best hair. Long hair does not necessarily mean beautiful hair. I don't care if your hair is long or short or in between. Beautiful hair is healthy hair. Beautiful hair is any texture, okay? So I'm not trying to sit here and say that, oh, these people are superior because they have long hair. That's not what I'm trying to say at all. I'm just saying that this family knows about hair care. Her mom's a licensed cosmetologist. Beyonce does take care of her kids' hair. Beyonce grows and creates her own ingredients and products. Like, this family knows about hair care. So I wish y'all would stop with this bullshit, like trying to act like B don't know shit. Like, that's y'all default reaction to everything she does. Even before she shows y'all what she's doing, y'all automatically come out saying that she don't know shit. And I know that's the haters doing that because they have no choice but to hate. But when we look at the facts and when we look at reality, this family knows about hair care, from the mom, from Beyonce to the grandma, Tina, to the hairstylist, to even Jay-Z, who done grew his hair out and his hair is flourishing and it's healthy. Like I said, y'all don't like how he styles it, but this man has his own hair care journey. And you know, it's obviously that hair is a thing in this family. Like, maybe it is something that they are passionate about, all of them. So I'm excited to see these products. I will be supporting it. I think this is a good move for B. I think that, you know, if she promotes it well, and I feel like B should show us this shit more. Like the jars of honey and shit that she has from her beehive, the teas that she makes, she's probably making lotions and all that stuff. I feel like it wouldn't hurt for B to just post little stuff on Instagram every now and then to show people the human side of her. Because for some people, they just can't separate B from the stage and B at home, okay? And I feel like if people could see B at home a little more, I'm not saying she got to post her kids in her house and all that. I'm just saying every now and then, you know how she's posting stuff like this? I feel like every now and then, you know, when you make a jar of honey, show us. When you make some lotion, show us. When you, whatever you're doing, just show us to pique our interest instead of just putting it out there and expecting us to buy it. Because a lot of people don't know this shit about Beyonce. Obviously, the Beehive knows because we're invested, but everybody else, they don't really know what she's capable of because she don't tell nobody. And her mama and her hairstylist and her publicist, they got to come out and show us little shit and sneak and show us shit because Beyonce refused to do so. Then she wonders why people don't buy nothing from her. They'll buy tickets and they'll buy Ivy Park as long as she's promoting it. But when she stops promoting, you know, people are not going to keep doing it, B. So you got to promote. Word on the street is that these are the products, or these are samples of the products. I'm very excited. I am here for some natural hair care products, okay? I am here for that. And I'm excited for her. I feel like B is in this era right now where she's just trying to create something that she can pass down to her children. Trying to create something that can last generations. And I don't blame her. That's what a lot of parents should be focused on. All y'all out here making babies, recklessly talking about y'all legacy, but y'all making these babies with no legacy to pass down to your children. So if you're serious about creating a legacy, create some. It don't have to be huge. Something as simple as maybe a house or an apartment building or some type of trust. Something to create something that you can pass down to your family through generations. That's how you create a legacy. And I feel like that's what B is doing right now. That's why she's in her business bag right now. And when one door closes, another door opens. With every billionaire, especially if they're self-made, with every entrepreneur, sometimes things just don't work out, but that just creates an opportunity for you to focus on something else. There is not one self-made billionaire who hadn't had a failed venture. So all y'all out there trying to talk shit and stuff, it's like y'all are crazy for that, because any entrepreneur at all, like even if you're a small business owner, You had a setback before. Even if you're like an investor or you trade stocks and shit like that, there's always going to be a loss, always. But it's about how you get back up and how you remarket yourself and how you reinvest. That's what it is. Any investor, any entrepreneur, any business owner, any self-made, wealthy person, successful person will tell you they had setbacks before. It's not about the setback. It's about how you pick yourself up and keep going. So we'll see how this goes. I'm excited. I can't wait. I hope that Blue is in the commercials and shit. Because I feel like there's a real fascination around Beyonce and Blue, especially with hair care. And y'all, imagine this being a full circle moment. The way y'all did Blue Ivy when she was a baby, just for it to be 11 years later and they're starting a hair care line. You see how this shit worked? Like, B is a genius, low key. Low key, she's a genius. Anyway, we'll see what happens.